But your love was consistent, said it never changed. Said you kept me and my family. Said we won't for nothing. Said you give us everything we need. So as I close and get out your way, want you to tell of his goodness, tell it each and every day. And when you tell it, please take your time. Yeah. So no rush, yeah. No rush. Please take your time. No rush. No rush. God's been so good to me. Life ain't perfect, but I know He's keeping me. Yo.
The Ageless Beauty broadcast has arrived. Join Dr. Emeka Umira and Dr. Anayo Umira every Friday night here on The Glory 980 WDDO, teaching you wholeness and keeping you healthy from the inside out. Join Ageless Beauty every Friday at 4 p.m. and Ask the Doctors on The Glory 980 WDDO.
Here at the Dozier Law Firm, we've been fortunate enough to be able to do a lot of our work from home. We are greatly appreciative and thank every one of the essential workers that have been out there on the front lines every day. The Dozier Law Firm. Be smart and be careful.
Calling all churches and pastors to join the Sunday church broadcast. Call Vertice today at 678-800-3976. You'll be heard all over Middle Georgia. Call Vertice now at 678-800-3976. The Glory is 980 AM WDDO. Bill Hart Music in Macon is open and ready for business. Pastors, Bill Hart Music specializes in sound system repairs, upgrades, projectors, screens, cameras, they do it all. Stop now and give Chuck a call at 781-1112 to schedule your free sound system checkup. Looking for a deal on the piano? Bill Hart Music is stocked up with pre-owned models from Yamaha, Baldwin, and more. And as always, delivery is included. Parents, if you need a band instrument for your student, look no further. At Bill Hart Music, you can rent directly on BillHartMusic.com or come by the store today. It's very easy and just takes 10 minutes. So remember, for private music lessons, instrument repair, church installs, guitars, accessories, tambourines, and more, this is your go-to store that's been in Macon since 1960.
All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Middle Georgia. Good afternoon, Warner Robins. Good afternoon, Fort Valley. Good afternoon, Perry. Good afternoon, Macon. Good afternoon, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Instagram and Twitter Live. You are on with Don, and today is our Wisdom Wednesday. And with us today, we have the incomparable Judge Beatrice Scott online. Just check in and make sure I can hear you. You there, right? Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Really?
Okay. So for our Wisdom Wednesday segment today, this is an opportunity for those that are on to get some information. And if you all desire or know someone that needs some legal advice, we're going to put an email address up for you to be able to send your questions to, so that we can answer those questions. And that's on the screen now. It says info@glorymedia.com. info@glorymedia.com. If you would send your questions there, she can then answer your questions. But right now, I'm going to turn it over to you, Judge Scott, so that you can instruct us in that you were talking about for today. Please, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody's having a good day. So first I want to start So, Bishop, I am not giving legal advice.
Okay.
I am talking in general
Okay.
about topics that will be helpful for us. So,
she's talking in general about topics that
yes.
will be helpful for us. Not legal advice, but
Right.
talking in general about topics that will be helpful for us. Okay? Good. All right.
And
Good.
if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them if I can.
Mhm.
Not I can find out the answer. But we just know that we're talking in general. So if you have specific questions about a specific thing, you can contact me offline or, contact any attorney.
Okay.
So today,
is there a number that they can contact you offline at so that they can?
Always. My number is 1-833-4B-SCOTT.
Say that one more time.
1-833-4B-SCOTT.
So that is 1-833 the number 4 and B Scott. So that's 1-833-4B Scott. If you had any questions, go ahead.
427-2688. Okay. So today we're going to talk a little bit about child support.
Okay.
I just thought we start here because child support affects probably most of us in some kind of way or somebody in our family. So first, child support is basically what it is. It is support for a child. Basically what it says. So basically, I'm going to call this rule: if you eat, then your child should eat. Right?
Right.
So it is a matter of right for the child. And so when I have clients and I'm talking about child support, specifically non-custodial parents, meaning the parent that has to pay the child support, or a father.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at child support as giving it to the other parent, a lot of people resent it, but it's actually for your child. So you are paying child support and it should be going to your child. I guarantee you that's how the court looks at it. And so if you can have that attitude, sometimes it makes it easier for you to understand how Georgia calculates child support and why you have to pay child support.
Okay.
So child support in Georgia, you have to pay child support or support your child until they reach the age 18, or in some instances, the age 20 if they're still in high school.
Okay.
There are some instances where you can change that, like if the child marries, child support should stop, or some people agree to pay child support through college, support their child. But just in general, it's till they reach 18,
Mm-hmm.
or while they're in high school. So how can you, as a parent who needs child support, get child support? You can go through child support services. So in instance, let's say you're married and maybe separated. If you are not living together and that person, then you can approach child support services about getting child support for your child at that point.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. Or if you are not married and you have a child, then whoever the biological father is, or the biological father that you think that it is, you can go and approach child support about that person. If that person has questions during the child support process, they can ask for a DNA test. All of that can be resolved. But if you have a child and you need support, you can go get it. Please contact child support services. Child support can also be set by the court.
Okay.
Okay. So how do we calculate child support in Georgia? Child support is set by the number of children, and it is set from the gross income of both parents. So in Georgia, there is a formula that they use, and they put this formula into this spreadsheet. So everybody in Georgia uses the same spreadsheet to calculate child support. It's required in the case. You put in the gross income of both parents, and from that, you can determine child support. Now, again, if you're not working, that doesn't mean that you don't have to pay child support. The court will, at a minimum, impute minimum wage for you. So again, if you eat, then your child should eat.
Okay.
So if you're living, breathing, walking around, and you have food to eat, you get it from somewhere. So the court will make sure that your child eats in the same manner that you do.
Okay.
Okay, so they put the gross income of both parents into the worksheet, and you get a presumptive child support amount. Now, there are other things that go into child support that can deviate or make a difference in that amount. Daycare, childcare expenses, If you're paying medical insurance, the parents should split all medical costs, childcare, extracurricular activities.
Mhm.
So there are other ways that you can deviate child support. Also, child support can be different or deviate when there's a difference in parenting time.
Okay.
So let's say that if you are a non-custodial parent, that just means the parent that doesn't have the child most of the time. Then if you spend a lot of time with that child, then you may be able to get child support decreased. Or if you spend no time with the child, then the other parent may be able to get child support increased because of that.
Okay.
So those are just things to consider. How is it paid? Again, child support can be paid through child support services, or sometimes it may be a requirement that you pay child support directly to that person. If you are paying child support, I encourage both parties, if you're paying directly to the person, to make sure you keep good records.
Okay.
Copies of money orders, copies of checks. I would encourage you not to pay in cash, but if you do, try to get a receipt so that you can verify how much you pay. I will let you know that once a child support order is in place, that follows you for the rest of your life. So it's something that you cannot get out of.
Okay.
So if you ever think that, so in order to make sure that you get credit for every payment that you make sure that you keep all of your records. So that's a little bit about child support.
Okay, so just so that we're clear, it's not just for the mother to receive from the father, but whomever the custodial parent is, they have a right to receive child support, correct?
Correct. So it is whoever the non-custodial parent receives child support on behalf of the child. So the child has a right to receive child support.
Okay.
Not a parent's right. The child has a right to receive the child support, but it's through the parent.
Okay.
So if a father has primary custody, and I think next week we're going to talk about custody.
Mm-hmm.
But if a father has primary custody of the children, then the mother would have to pay child support.
All right.
Okay.
That's understood. So just in that it's not uncommon now for the father to have custody as well. Am I correct?
It's not. It's not. In Georgia, the law changed several years ago to where parents are now on equal footing pretty much.
Okay.
So, but for a father, and so the court will place the child wherever they feel like it's in the best interest of the child to be. So if it's better for the child to be with the father, and I've had several fathers that have gotten custody of their children lately, then they will put the child with the father, and the mother will have to pay child support. So it's not automatic that the mother will have custody, but you also have to consider for a father, if you have a child and you are not married to the mother, then there is an additional step that you have to take to actually be recognized as the legal father of the child, and that's to legitimate the child. We will, again, probably talk about that on another call. Okay. But even if you have not legitimated your child, even if you are not visiting with your child, I do want all the fathers to understand, and I'm talking to the fathers because they have to do this extra step. You are required to pay child support. And you have to be careful, because if you are not supporting your child, not only can you be in trouble civilly, but you may also incur criminal charges of abandonment if you don't support your child. So just be careful there. If you have questions about that or more questions, we can then let us know. But the right of the child to receive child support is absolute until or unless you are determined that you're not the father, or but if you're the biological father, then you have to pay child support.
Okay. And just to put this again in a way that everybody can understand, the child support is not for the other individual, but rather for the child. So that means that the child has a right to eat, the child has a right to live, and since that is your child, it is your responsibility to then pay support for that child.
Exactly.
Chiffon Rosier asks, is child support based on both incomes? Yes, ma'am. It is based on both incomes.
It is, yes. The gross income of both parties, right.
Okay.
So your child should eat, and if you make a lot of money, then your child should eat based upon you making a lot of money. So, but yes, it's based upon both parents.
So one more question. So in the instance that a father has more than one child by more than one person, is all of that considered when child support is calculated?
So if you have children, if you have more than one child, on your first child support order, well, actually, you have to have several child support orders in place.
Okay.
On your second child support order, so let's say you have one child support order in place, you pay a certain amount. On the second child support order, you should get credit for the first child support order in that next case. So there's a place on the worksheet that we all fill out where you put in where you pay child support for another child. And it just kind of rolls on so that the next child support order, you'll get credit for one of the other child support orders. What is required for child support is that you have a certified copy of the order. So if you have a child support order in place, make sure you get a certified copy of that. And you provide it to child support or to the court, and you should get credit for that. So
one more question. So when the second one is calculated, does that then reduce the first?
It does.
Okay.
Well, no, it reduces the second one.
It reduces the second one.
So the first order will remain in place. Let's say you pay $500 in the first order. That $500 will stay in place. But on your second order, you will have a reduction. So let's say before you get that reduction on the second order, you have to pay $500. But you put the $500 in, there'll be a reduction. So you'll pay less than that. It's not 1 for 1, but you'll pay less than that on the second order. Okay, so it'll reduce the second order.
So it'll be $500 in addition to the second.
Well, you have to pay the child support for each child.
That's what I'm saying. So it'll be $500 and then whatever the second is determined as well.
Right.
Wow. So one child would, so in the sense, whoever files or gets child support first comes out in a better position than who comes in second.
Yeah, I guess you can say it that way. And yes, that is true.
Y'all heard that? Y'all, if we got more than one, y'all better hurry up and get there first before somebody else gets there, because if you get there second, you're not going to get as much as the first one does. So you might want to try to get out there. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there, just for those that, might not have a clear understanding, but you might want to be in the first boat to get that child support in so you can be on the better end. Amen.
That's true. I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
I'm just saying, I was thinking that, after the second was calculated, then the first would be adjusted so that there would be equal amounts that go to both. But you said that the first order remains in place and the second order is reduced. Maybe the state should revisit that, and, but that's just an idea that I had. But hey, but for right now, those that have that in place, make sure you're the first one to get in so that you can get that support order in place before somebody else tries. If you're in a situation like that, we would pray that you're not. But if you find yourself there, let's get there quickly so that we can get this covered.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. So any questions that you all have, the email address is posted. Please make sure you email questions so that we can forward so that she can talk about a general conversation about what you can possibly do to handle whatever that situation is. She's not giving legal advice. Let's be very clear. But she is just talking in general about whatever you ask, and she will answer what she can and, help. But once again, if you desire to speak offline, you can call. What's the number again?
1-833-427-2688. Or 1-833-4B-SCOT.
All right. If you can't remember all the numbers, just remember 833-4B-SCOT. 833-4B-SCOT. Thank you so much, Lady Scott, for your Wisdom Wednesday and imparting some good information into us, and so we can share it with others that possibly need that same information. We appreciate you.
All right.
All right. And we will talk with you on next Wisdom Wednesday.
Yes. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right, that was Judge Beatrice Scott giving us some good information on Wisdom Wednesday so that we'll know what we can or cannot do. Just giving us the information, just a general conversation. So if you're watching, if you know someone that needs this information, please share with them. You can share this broadcast with them. We'll leave it posted so that you can share it with them. If you have any legal questions that we can possibly talk about, you can email info@glorymediagroup.com and we will forward them to her so that she can prepare. And on next Wednesday, she can answer those questions. But also, if you need to speak offline, if you have a more pressing issue, you want to talk about something more pertinent, you can give her a call at 833-4B-SCOTT. All right. You're tuned in to 980 AM WDDO and you're on with Don. Don't forget at 2:15, we got the Tee-hee-hee with the First Lady of Hype. So if you want to find out what's going on, and we have a lot going on right about now, you want to make sure that you're tuned back in at 2:15 so that you can get the happenings for what's happening around us. Thank you again for being the best part of WDDO. We got some more good gospel music coming up right now. We got some Dion Kipping with By Myself.
By myself, it won't work. Lord, I need your help. By myself, it won't work. Lord, I need your help. By myself, it won't work. It won't work. Lord, I need your help. By myself, it won't work. I admit that I need your help. Oh Lord, look it up now. It won't. Lord, I need. I'm requesting your help, Jesus. Yeah, by myself. It won't work. Oh Lord, I'm in need. Said I need your help.